Okay, well, the girls segment was over at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and after the commercial breaks, all the plugs, backstage bullshit, and entrances, the main event started at 10:45. So it took them 15 minutes to get one match over and the other match in the ring. And that was the six-man tag match with the Judgment Day against Sami and Kevin and Riddle. And again, it by the time they ring the bell, they've got 12 minutes left because they're always going to end up a couple minutes early so we can see what happens and there'll be a little fallout. And they're going to take a break in the middle of that. So we've sat through a 3-hour program to get usually about fucking 9 minutes of the main event on the air. And it was a match. It was a WWE match. And everybody in it's fine. Riddle's whole style is awkward as fuck. Everything he does, whether he's pitching or catching, offense or defense, I wouldn't want to work with him. I don't know who would want to work with this guy unless you studied him for months. You'd never know what the fuck direction anything was coming from. None of it just, I don't know what the fuck. This thing really didn't pick up until Sami finally made a big comeback and the excitement level picked up because he's quick and he's good. And then Ripley crotched Sami on the top rope and Dominic hit a frog splash and Owens saved. And then everybody did everything to each other quickly. And then Rhea tripped Sami again and the referee ejected Ripley. But really, by the time the ejection or rejection happened, they're already going into this finish. Owens hits Finn with a stunner. And then Sami hit Finn with a kick. And then Riddle hit a cannonball off the top. And they beat Finn. Finn is the designated job guy. If there needs to be one, he's the one to be in the Judgment Day. And they beat him 1, 2, 3. And as soon as they did, here comes Solo and the Usos. And they hit immediately and get more heat. Because, again, it's a match, so naturally the heels have to fucking get heat afterwards in everything. And then music plays, and here comes Rey Mysterio and the Lucha suits in. And they had a big fight, and it was chaos, and that was fairly exciting. Although the crowd during this big fight with all these people started chanting, "We want tables," which means that they've pretty much ruined the fans. Between the what thing in interviews and any time a fight breaks out, people are chanting for furniture instead of the talent involved. They've ruined the fans. The last few minutes of this was very exciting. Leading up to it was nothing wrong with it. It was a WWE match, so it was neither really good nor horribly amateurish. It was there until it was over. It's kind of like a big bowl of oatmeal with no sugar. It's there. You're not really enjoying it, but it's not going to make you sick either.
Sounds like a good description of WWE Raw, as we just saw it.
Well, there you had it. And folks, all I've got to say, to be quite honest with you, all that I have got to say about Monday Night Raw is if you don't want people to know that you are downloading this content, you need to spoof your location. You need to hide where you are. You need to confuse people, make people think that you're over in the British Isles, or maybe you're in Cambodia, or maybe you're in a naval station, a weather station somewhere in Antarctica, but not where you are, because if people find out that behind closed doors and on the internet in the privacy of your own home, you're watching this WWE programming, you could be held up to ridicule and scorn. And the only way that you're going to be able to hide from that is to sign up with ExpressVPN. Now, we've talked about their service before, ladies and gentlemen, how they will come to your home with bandsaws and sawzalls and skill saws and hammers and chisels, and they will get the people that the internet service providers have sent to your home out of your walls. You will not be spied on anymore by these eavesdropping no-good son of a bitches hiding in your walls, your attics, and your crawl spaces, watching what you download on your internet. No more of that with ExpressVPN. People won't be able to tell what you're doing. As a matter of fact, you will be able to hide your location and your activity from everybody except potentially the FBI.
Yeah, you will still get busted by law enforcement if you do anything stupid. So, ladies and gentlemen, what Jim's saying is be responsible.
Shot. It's a 50-50 shot. You can get some protection from law enforcement if you sign up with ExpressVPN superficially. They're probably going to track you down at some point either way. But if you want to just get away from the prying eye and the thumb of the man in terms of your internet service providers, then ExpressVPN is the way to go because it's blazing fast. You know, a lot of these other VPNs slow your connection down to the point where it's not even worth it to connect because then it's slower than molasses in January, as Mama Cornette used to say. But with ExpressVPN, they don't lag. They don't buffer either Michael or Bruce. They get straight to the point. It's quick, just like that, quicker than a hiccup. And it couldn't be easier because all you have to do is open the ExpressVPN app and click one button and you'll have instant protection across all your devices. Your car will be protected. Your stove in your kitchen will be protected. Your microwave oven, your clock radio next to your bed, all of your devices will be protected from people spying on them. You know, it's terrible, but I understand that several people in Russia were the victim of the KGB. They put a bug in their clock radio. And every morning, the clock radio would wake those people up 1 minute earlier every day. So it was such a small increment that you couldn't tell until finally it killed those people because they were waking up a minute earlier every day until the point where they didn't get any sleep at all. And then they died of sleep deprivation.
What are you talking about?
Well, if these internet service providers get in all of your devices and take over and control
That's not how it
all,
works. And if
they can make, imagine when they start turning your air conditioning off in the middle of the summer, or maybe it's the middle of the winter time and your internet service provider that's in your walls and snooping on you turns your heat off and your whole family freezes to death.
So how exactly would you utilize ExpressVPN to fight that?
Well, ExpressVPN, you click on the app, you open it, you click on the button, and all your devices are protected. Anything you got in your house, it's all protected.
Not anything you have in your house. It has to be something that's
evil, cruel
Wi-Fi.
internet service providers can't take you hostage and control from a remote location somewhere in the Arctic Circle. They can't control all of your machinery in your house. Imagine if they sabotage your toaster. You won't be able to have a fucking sandwich.
You would need a smart toaster for that to be what happened.
ExpressVPN.com/JCE. That's the place you get extra 3 months of ExpressVPN service for free. So that means 3 more months of these nosy, snoopy, overreaching internet service providers not knowing what wholesome family activities you're into on the internet. It's none of their business.
That's right.
If you want to look up Shirley Temple's filmography, they shouldn't know about it.
If you want to look up how to make a Shirley Temple,
they shouldn't know about it. They have no business snooping into your Shirley Temple fandom. So right now, if you'd like sunshine, lollipops, rainbows, and waterfalls on your internet without the internet service provider knowing that you're into sunshine, lollipops, rainbows, and waterfalls, ExpressVPN.com/JCE, 3 extra months of service, absolutely free. You can't live without it. You can't do without it. You got to get on it right now. ExpressVPN.